Welcome back to the channel, you guys. This is your girl, Wicked Raider, taking a look at some of not only the updates and improvements that have occurred over the past few days, but also just looking at overall account progress. For those of you who have been with me since the very beginning, this is actually my original pay to play account. So as far as what some people spend, whew, not even close, but there are a couple of things that I always purchase. And I've gotten this question before on various videos asking if you're going to put in a little money, where's the best place to put it? And my opinion on that topic still has not changed. First and foremost, when I am coming in, I purchase my raid card. I still do the silver level, which was actually a gift to me. Doing the gold raid card definitely makes sense. It'll save you about $10, but those additional multi battles, the additional percentage of silver and XP are so helpful in times of need. So being able to start with 110 multi battles each day is how I personally am able to create progression on my account. The other thing is that I am always a fan of, and you will see this from various creators, deals that include this little calculator symbol, the ones that are showing that you're going to be receiving items over a span of time. Normally, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, are going to provide you with the additionals that you need and a better value. So if I'm going to go in and use $30, for example, that would be my amount for the month. But these prizes are also spread out over a 7-day period. So it kind of makes you feel like it's more than worth it, especially when I see a combination between gems and shards. There are moments when I am a little short on energy, but like many creators now, silver is my biggest limitation. So it does force me to go through and to run those campaigns in order to redo my silver amount as well. Now, another deal that really comes in handy for me is going to be the daily gem pack. This one, guys, is going to spread over the entire month. And so you're giving yourself access to those additional gems. I appreciate the fact they give me the 250 on day one. So I'm able to make a nice little jump. And then, of course, as you're proceeding through, you're going to hit day 15 for 200 gems. The gem amount is going to increase from 50 per day to 60. And then at the very end, where we're coming down to day 30, you will then receive another additional 200 gems. The gem pack is $9.99. So if anything, if you're going to say, I'm going to put in $10 plus tax each month into Raid, the daily gem pack is a really good place to invest that $10. The sacred daily pack is another one that I find I've been able to make some pretty good progress with. You will notice on these deals that there are moments where these numbers will increase. I've seen the sacred shards where there are 2 made available. The void shard during a recent event, there were actually 4. And so shard availability is a big one, saving it for those moments where I can open to receive those epic and legendary champions is also something else that could allow me to progress as well. Guys, when you compare it to deals such as this one, we're looking at $50. Sacred shards are, you will receive 1, epic skill tome will be 1, 500 gems, and then books. Rare books are something that I push myself to do tag team arena for and use those clan points, for example, in order to get books. When it comes to shard accumulation, if you are running dungeons, if you are running campaign on a regular basis, you should acquire a nice number of shards at a certain point. And so when you're looking at both your upper level shards, that's what you're going to be aiming for. Books are going to be another one. If they offer more than one, it is definitely more enticing. But for me, this particular deal at a $50 price would not necessarily be worth it. Now, the packs that are going to be tried and true that have been here since the very beginning of my stint will include the beginner's pack. It does provide you with additional gems. You have the veteran pack and you also have the expert progress pack. Guys, I'll be honest with you. These are going to open up as you move through the game. I think the expert one is probably the one that's most enticing at this point, but you're also keeping in mind that you will receive these as you continue to level up. And at this point, you're also trying to figure out the true direction of your account. So these packs for me at 50, 100, and an additional $100, they are beyond my price range. But as you can see, even with the number of ancient shards received and the amount of gems and barrels, love the barrels. Even some legendary tombs have now made their way into this particular pack and the feast. I would be, leaning more toward the expert progress pack, but again, that 99 is going to be outside of my budget. I do use the gem shop from time to time. Usually it's going to be the XP 3-day boost if I have not picked up one based on a battle. Every now and then the small shard pack is going to be another one that I will come in and purchase as well. Other than that, everything else is going to be earned as we move through. Now, areas where you can definitely earn. Do not skip your promo codes. Promo codes are huge for everyone that has their Amazon accounts. For those of us, if we are on Discord, we are running through or we are following certain creators, you're going to notice that those promo codes will be available. Get Ready is going to be the most recent one that gave you a couple of multi-battles, which was helpful. I believe a little bit of energy and perhaps some silver. And so promo codes is another way for you to gain that boost. Being very mindful of your clan quest. A lot of these quests, guys, are so achievable. Not only are you helping your clan push forward, but you also are given the opportunity to come in. And as you can see here, I can purchase my limit of 5 books. And so what I will normally do is I focus toward books and fragments. So those are going to be my biggest ones. The clan, my particular clan that I'm in, we've been doing so great. The last particular challenge was amazing. We outperformed and actually gathered the highest number of points that we've ever scored so far. So it was pretty great. We are really building a community where the majority of our team is extremely active. And so that's going to be a nice one as well. Being able to go in and see those players start to progress and make changes. And as you guys can see, we have 24 members, still have 6 slots available. And I believe Clan v Clan should be opening up on this upcoming Tuesday as well. So if you want to join 22WK, you guys should be able to find us really quickly and make things happen. Other areas that we sometimes will skip over and skip through. If you are not completing Doom Tower, great area, guys, to go in and farm. Now, I am well aware if you are on a starter account, it took me a while in the very beginning to conquer these first 9 levels. And what you figure out is you will create a team and eventually you're able to make that slow progression. Currently for me, I am stuck right here at level 60, which I'm pretty proud of. I've had moments where, especially with Dark Fae for Doom Tower, I'm actually stuck at level like 49 or so. So every few weeks, I'm able to kind of progress and push. I really have to remind myself to go in and use these keys. So Doom Tower, as always, you've heard me say before, will allow you to learn your champions, really go back and revisit those skills, and to also create new teams as you encounter new bosses. Clan boss, guys, do not skip. Do not skip. I know that Hydra is one that many of us take our time kind of getting our feet wet and trying to figure out what you want to do. There are some people that are going in and scoring millions of points off the top. There are some of us that are only able to do a couple of thousand. Whatever you can do is going to be another way for your clan to be able to progress and kind of move forward as well. So it's worth the chance, it's worth the try to go in and just see what your champions are really made of and how they stack up against such huge opponents. Demon Lord, don't skip the Demon Lord. Don't skip the Demon Lord. Guys, there have been moments when I have accumulated 4, 6, even 8 keys just from either completing things within the game or having those moments where I'm working in another area and I just have not gotten to the Demon Lord side. It doesn't take very long. You're going to be allotted those 2 keys per day. And once you figure out how hard your team is willing to push, it took us a while to really take it seriously and to push beyond the normal level. We've now made it to Nightmare, and I'm looking forward to us accomplishing that and then being able to push to Ultra Nightmare. This is a great place for you to be able to farm. Again, a great place for all of my new players to be able to go in and to farm. And so access to resources will make a huge difference. I love Arena, but I haven't had a chance to dive into Live Arena. One of the biggest updates most recently that everyone has kind of been talking about is, how do you think your teams are going to perform when you're actually going against a live person? And just to be able to be matched up and to kind of move things around, re-gear some of your champions and push them as hard as you can. There are some champions that are known for being amazing when it's arena based. And those champions I really don't think about that way. I've been running them in dungeons, running them in campaign, but if I go in really quickly, even for this account, you can see I have absolutely not been in Classic Arena very much. I do work on my Great Hall as I go, but it's very on and off again for me. Now, when we are looking, for example, defenses, I still set my defenses to one single player. Like I just go for it, guys. You don't want to lose too much. So if you find that you're dropping too quickly in tiers before you're able to come back, you can always go back in and change that one, of course. And then as you are going in with different teams, this is a great chance for you to go down the list and to start using those champions that you may have been working on building their skill level, but you haven't had a chance to simply use them in battle. See what they do. This is also a great way if I want to create dupes of a particular champion, that I can see how I can work those champions and who is most likely a really good companion to be on that particular team as well. Coming back out of it, I love Tag Team Arena. It's nice, especially when you're trying to accumulate points, to be able to go in and to take care of things. But again, for me, it's going to be hit or miss. I normally go in and do pretty well. This is also when I create various teams and start moving around champions based on who I want to work with. Now, it's a good way for you to spread out the power of your champions among various setups, but also have the opportunity to go against various champions that you may not be familiar with. Some of these champions you will know, some of these champions you will not. And I love seeing how people are using different champions and the skills that they have available to them as well. Now, my question for you guys is, what team are you currently using in Arena? How have you changed your teams that you were once running in Classic and Tag Team Arena compared to when you were able to get into a live battle? Are you keeping your team formulations the same, or have you decided to kind of switch things up a little bit? Even during CVC on a daily basis, if nothing else, I go to Faction Wars. So Faction Wars is one of those. My end goal, of course, is to be able to get Lydia, the Death Siren, an amazing champion. I've seen so many guides done on this particular champion and her skill sets. But being able to trek through, guys, to 882 stars is huge. Now, we do have the Shadowkin crypt here. We still have 2 hidden crypts as well. So we know that expansion will continue to take place. But there are going to be moments when you go in, for example, you may start with a team and then figure out, I no longer have those champions. I've actually used some of those champions as food, which is something that happens to me quite often. You're also going to figure out pretty quickly, as you can tell, in some areas, for example, I've only earned 3 stars, but in other areas, I'm at 33 stars, 36 stars. So it easily and very quickly shows you where your champion focus is located. It also forces you to branch out and to try new champions. So another thing this game is really good at doing is pushing you to go a bit further. When you have decided that earning more capable gear is going to be your focus, you're going to start spending quite a bit of time in dungeons as well. Knowing that I am able to go in and get savage gear, I want to be able to ignore 25% of defense, or I'm looking for a particular drop, whether it's related to crit damage, or I want some frenzy or regen gear. Whatever you are looking for will dictate which of these dungeons you're going to push for. Now, I know there are a lot of people that like to farm stage 16. And I'll be honest, when it comes to dungeons, that's another area. I've been able to push pretty far. I've been very successful with Ice Golem. I definitely want to get to 25 before the summer hits. But Minotaur's Labyrinth for me was the easiest dungeon to accomplish. Only 15 levels. Really excited about that. And so, as a beginner, when I finally completed this particular dungeon, I was really focused. I had heard so many creators talk about Dragon's Lair being the easiest one to make it through. Cool. Guys, I've got to stage 19 and a sister is sitting still. All right. So at this point, I'll go back in. I will rearrange my teams. I will double check that all my champions have been ascended, that they're using the best gear that I currently have available. And then hopefully I'll be able to push again toward level 25 and move forward. But as you're looking at these power levels, it's really amazing at how, for a lot of us, we struggled so much with stages 1 through 5. Like you just felt like I could never push any further. And now you go back and kind of see how your times have changed so much. They've changed so much. Like your team has grown so much, guys. And you've also changed favorites. Which ones are your favorites? You will come to a point where you are not keeping up with potion keeps. You will finally acquire a champion. You're ready to fully master the champion, gear them up, max them out, and then realize I do not have enough potions to get the job done. For me, Force Keep was the first one that I was able to go to stage 20 on and have a truly farmable team there. I've been pushing in Magic Keep and Spirit Keep, for example, extremely close to finishing both dungeons, but that's going to be always the pusher. And then Arcane was my second one that I was able to complete. So I can come in and get the one potion that you're going to need for everyone. So keep your eye on it. When it comes to campaign, I want to push through Nightmare and complete campaign fully. So that's been the other goal. I made it all the way to Palace of Arvia, and then I'm just going to push forward as much as I can. So I've made it there. I want to go back just using those 2 champions. And that's kind of where your limitation is going to come. You can definitely figure out which teams are able to solo and which ones are not. It's kind of the opposite, or very much so the opposite of faction crypts. They're encouraging you to go through battles with more champions, where when you're in campaign, the goal is for you to do it with 2 or fewer. Will you get to the point where you can most definitely solo these particular levels? The answer is yes. So it does get better. But Nightmare is another area that has definitely pushed me to think about which champions and which auras are going to be able to be most successful when it comes to winning a battle at a higher level with only 1 or maybe even 2 champions. Guys, as this game continues to change up, there are some areas that we may have avoided in the beginning that are now going to be more important. The same thing can be said when you are running into champions, for example, that you may have maxed out so long ago, you haven't used for quite a while, and now you realize with changes that have taken place, this is going to be important to me. This is going to be where the value is placed, or where it should be placed. So tournaments, events, we're always keeping up. We're always looking for the next moment or the next path that may help me push there. You guys know 99% of the time, we're usually talking about my free-to-play accounts, but there are a couple of champions that I've acquired on this account that I will certainly be doing guides on. If there's a particular champion that you would like for me to start with, definitely let me know. But over the course of the next couple of weeks, you'll see a few more guides coming out, just kind of giving you an update on champions that I have 6-starred, those that I enjoy, kind of looking at my 5-star champions so far and trying to figure out who's going to be the next champion to be pushed forward. I haven't regeared a lot of these champions in quite a while. And so I think the next time they have the gear removal for free, I may actually go forward with that one just to increase my numbers as well, because these can definitely do a little bit better. Baby girl's crit rate is a hot mess, but do not judge me. Do not judge me. So I'm going to regear quite a few champions. It's definitely time for that one. But as you learn to do more and learn better, you do better. And that's going to be the biggest push. So guys, let me know, where is your original account? How much progression have you been able to make? And are events like Live Arena and changes that have been seen within areas such as the dungeons, will those force you or push you or encourage you to do a little bit more, to change up your team a little bit more? I love to talk to you. Just wanted to answer a couple of questions on areas where I'm spending the majority of my focus or time, and kind of give a little update on the account as well as we round up to level 62 and continue to push. If you stayed this long, don't forget 22WK is the name of the clan. We're still looking for 6 more members. Would love to have you guys join the fun and prepare for the next upcoming CBC. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As always, happy gaming.